Hello, my name is Chris and I'm a U-Haul hitch professional. If you're planning on towing a trailer with your Cadillac ATS, then you're going to need trailer wiring. It is required by the law. Now let's take a look at how we complete the install. You will need the following tools or supplies to complete this installation. Begin with the cargo hatch open. We'll need to remove the rear scuff panel. Begin with the tow hook on each side. Use a flathead screwdriver to pry open the cap and expose a T45 Torx fastener. Now let's repeat this on the passenger side. Now gently pull up on the scuff panel, releasing the 4 clips underneath. Now pop 2 trim clips out of the vehicle body using your trim retainer tool. We are going to be accessing the battery in this location. You will have a wing nut holding this down. As you can see, this customer has already lost theirs. Expose the battery so we can pull the trim away from the vehicle. As well, this can be pulled around the vehicle as it's split in the back. You can now remove the vehicle's taillight adapter harness. Do note that this customer has an aftermarket taillight and your vehicle adapter will be plugged in at the OEM taillight here. Disregard this jumper unless you also have a vehicle with aftermarket taillights. Use the flathead screwdriver to open the safety tab, depress the black tab to remove the adapter. Now let's repeat this on the passenger side. You can now install the wire harness, beginning with the green adapter on the passenger side. Start by passing the green adapters behind this support structure. Now connect the yellow adapter on the driver's side. Remember, this will go down here on an OEM taillight. You can now install the white grounding wire to your location of choice. Use a 10mm socket on either of these 2 fasteners. Place the ring terminal over the post and replace the fastener. Now prepare your fuse holder with either the provided ring terminal and butt connector, or if like me and you have them, we always use heat shrink butt connectors. If you use heat shrink butt connectors, melt the ring terminal with your heat source of choice so you're not doing this next to the battery. You can now lift the access cover. This now exposes locations to install the fuse holder. These nuts are an 8mm and can be removed. You will have to lift this whole post up in order to get the fuse holder underneath it because the bolt is embedded in the post. I just happen to have the perfect 8mm fastener from an old bracket kit that will fit in position. Place the ring terminal over the post and re-secure whatever fastener you have loosened. Lower the profile of the ring terminal to allow closure of the lid. You can now connect the converter box's power wire to the fuse holder. Again, if you used a heat shrink butt connector, melt it, but be sure to aim your heat source away from your battery. You can now use double-sided sticky tape to hide the converter box. You can now either leave the 4-flat connector in the trunk and stretch it out to your trailer and accessories when you use them, or you can pass it through a vent underneath the bumper and put it on a bracket. You can now retrieve your 4-flat connector that should be somewhere here in the trim. Mine conveniently is, in fact, right here. Because we're very close to the exhaust, we're also going to apply some wire loom to this 4-flat connector. Now, this is not included with the kit, but it can be picked up at your nearest local U-Haul hitch center in a pinch to apply. It is 4 feet long, and I don't likely need that much. I'm going to mount the bracket here, so I imagine 3 feet of it should be sufficient. Find the cut. Once you get the wire in, it can be pulled along for an easy installation. Apply some electrical tape to the end to make sure the wires do not come out in the future. We will now want to pass our loomed wire over the vehicle's frame, which is right about here. So we will reach in and pass it over to help clear our exhaust. Now the wire is running like this. I am going to use 2 separate brackets, again not included with the kit, but both can be picked up at your nearest local U-Haul Hitch Center. 2 ways to do it. This is a close call. Make sure you center it in the divots to avoid any scratches when we're plugging it in. We're going to install the clamp around the hitch, through the access location and back to itself. Now tighten with a 7mm socket. Use tin snips to trim off the excess banding. First, place on the retention strap of the dust cover and then pass it between the hitch and the fascia. If you've chosen the tight squeeze like I have, might I suggest passing the wire through the second bracket first, because it will become very snug to the bumper. Cover the 4-flat with the cover, and we can now address the hardware for the second bracket. The electrical bracket that included the clamp also included black hardware. The 4-flat bracket itself included silver hardware. Let's go ahead and use the black hardware. The hardware can be tightened with a Phillips head screwdriver and a 3/8" wrench. You can now address some slack in the 4-flat wire. Use provided zip ties. Use a couple of zip ties to secure it to this support structure here. You can now pull the 4-flat wiring slack into the vehicle. Watch out for the wire looming. We'll leave that just outside the vent. You can now coil up the excess and secure it to this electrical harness, again using zip ties. Also address any slack with your yellow or green wires that may or may not exist based on your install. You can now insert your 10-amp fuse. Confirm your wiring is functional. You can now reinstall all the trim and fasteners on the interior. Replace the battery cover. That concludes trailer wiring for your Cadillac ATS. Thank you for watching. Please remember to practice safe trailering, and I can't wait to see you out there. If you have any questions about the products seen in this video, or if you'd like to schedule an installation with your local U-Haul Hitch professional, please visit us online at uhaulhitches.com. You can also download the U-Haul app using the link in the description for even more ways to manage your hitch and towing needs.